Then we have disappointment.
I'll start.
We're gonna have the same one.
It's Italy.
No.
Oh, I have Italy because you win the Euros, you sneak in, and you're kind of playing on like fool's gold.
Well, here's my issue with them being the disappointment is I think nobody's expecting anything from them at this point. So they could just come out and fucking make the semifinal. My thing is, like,
when you look at Italy and the fact that they won last time, and it's a different team, but like there's overlap. It's like if Italy don't make it out of their group, which they could as a third place or second place, I think you are Italy. So I think in the looking very granular, it's not a disappointment because of all the things we spoke about. But as Italy, as a nation, if you don't get, I think only if they don't get out of the group. If you third, second, it doesn't matter. If you get out of your group, you're into the knockouts and anything can happen at that point. But if they don't get out of the group, with the way the tournament's structured, they don't get enough points as the third place team. I think that's looked at as a disappointment.
For sure. I just think
and that could be a cheat, similar to my Netherlands one.
No. I mean, I think it's fair. Like, obviously, they're a huge nation, and they're probably like the fifth highest best odds to win it. I just think like the average football fan is not expecting anything from them at this point. My disappointment's Belgium because they seem to always be a disappointment. This is the last hurrah.
Yeah, I think
this is it. If they don't like. Their defense has already aged out.
My thing is their defense aged out to the max, but I think they're going to. They got blessed with a good group.
Well, they're going to win their group and then lose in the knockout. That's a disappointment.
But they're going to win their group, and then you play the second or third place team. You play the third place team from a different group. But like you probably get.
You might end up getting Italy, or you might end up
like you do. But I think
Denmark.
Belgium beats Italy. I think Belgium's attack is so
Any
lethal.
team that they play in the third, if they don't beat, is a disappointment. Like, to me, I think there's still a level of people are like, all right, they have Doku, De Bruyne, obviously, Lukaku's in good form. Like, people are expecting them to make they're going to win. If they don't win at least one knockout game, that's a disappointment.
Sure. Yeah, and that's where
I think they'll lose.
I think if they don't win a knockout game, that's a bigger disappointment in some way than if Italy don't get out of the group.
Agreed.
Just because of the way it's set up.
Agreed. And then winner.
I have France. I want it to be England so bad.
I wanted to choose anyone else, but like you just look at that squad and then you look at the list of players who don't make the squad.
So give me 3 reasons why it's France.
I mean, they were not even at their best at the World Cup and they almost took down Messi in the final. That's reason 1.
Okay.
That same team, like, people don't realize France players haven't even hit their prime yet.
Yeah, insane.
Like these guys were like 19, 20, 21.
Their midfield pivot might be Camavinga and Tchouameni.
And they're like 7 years younger than you.
They're like 12 years old.
Literally,
which is insane.
They don't have hair on their faces. Yeah. Like they're children. And like then they're like, I guess it's not a good problem to have, or it is a good problem to have. Like they can put any back four out there that they want, and it's probably the best of the tournament.
I mean, you have the Hernandez brothers. You have
Saliba, Varane, Konate.
Yeah, it's insane.
I mean, Badiashile. It goes on.
I think.
And then reason 3. Reason 4. They have a better goalie than they had the last 2 tournaments.
Yeah, which is
crazy.
Yeah.
Like their team is only going to get, and they're going to be better at the next World Cup.
Yeah.
And then they're going to be better at the next
So I think this
Euros.
is obvious, but you have the best player in the tournament, which I think is worth mentioning, even though everyone knows that.
Yes.
And my biggest thing
William
is
Saliba does play for France.
Griezmann is in the best form in a very long time, which I think bold, highlight, all caps is the biggest reason why I think that takes him to a different level, because he already played like he was above average, maybe average in club for the past couple of years, and then he turned it on for France. The fact that he is in the form that he is in for Atletico Madrid, he has an assist or goal almost every single game. The fact that he's going to bring that form into that France team, and then you have like the different options of ways they can score is almost like sickening.
It's crazy. We're sitting here and like they won that World Cup with Pogba and Conte, and like those 2 guys couldn't be further from our heads. Yeah. And the team has gotten better.
Yeah, which is such a shame because it was
a great
Pogba,
team.
That's like, I don't know what to call
what happened
Pogba's
in his
career.
Yeah.
It's not the biggest disappointment ever because he did play at such a high level
it's
like
close.
He should have been the best player in the world at a point.
I mean, you just wonder like if you can blame everyone's problems on Manchester United.
Yeah.
Because it feels like you can.
That goal for Juve when he had the mohawk, like the amount of edits and TikToks and the certain sounds that are put on it is like the coolest thing ever.
But like, it wasn't even the goal scoring I mean, him at Juventus was, it's unfortunate that it happened when it happened, because like, then he came to the Premier League where everybody was obsessed with playing this double pivot.
Yeah.
And he was not suited to that style. He could not play that far back in midfield. He just couldn't. Yes, he's had an amazing passing range. He could spray balls, but he needed to be spraying balls with freedom, and he didn't have the freedom to.
Yeah, you just needed to be like, I have one of the best players in the world. Like,
play him in his position.
Our structure doesn't really matter. Go do what you want.
And honestly, that's when they won the Europa League with Mourinho.
Yeah,
he was almost playing like as an attacking winger. Like he was playing in much wider areas of the pitch. Yeah. And that's when he was at his best.
It's kind of like Bellingham right now. Like they're different, but it's like just you're better than everyone.
Give your best player the freedom.
Yeah, go do what you want to do
100%.
instead of trying to box him in. And yeah, it's sad that it ended up being like that. But I don't know. I just got distracted because I loved watching Pogba, and it's sad.
I know. I agree. I mean, his career's over with the suspension and whatnot. Yeah. And I don't think we'll ever really see him play again. Pretty sad.